Outcast Fight Week has arrived for 004, and I'm honoured and blessed to be joined by two of my good friends of the scene, but also our main event for the iconic Manchester card that we are going to put on this Friday. Fighting with Jay, the Dutch giant, and the 1-2 king, K Fired. K5 fired. Whoops, I'm getting off my head already. Boys, how are we doing? How are we feeling? Jay, let's go with you. How are you feeling for not only this rematch, but this massive main event opportunity?
Feeling good, feeling ready, feeling excited. Just can't wait. We're 3 days out, and the time's ticking.
K5, what about you? How are you feeling for this one?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Obviously, I think we're both of us. As soon as it turned to a main event, like the energy went up, like we're more up for it now because we know we're tail ending the show. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm prepared. I'm excited. I just want it to be Friday, to be honest.
Yeah, I can 100% agree with that. I can speak for myself the same. Let's talk about the first time you two fought, which was back in November, and it was in Manchester as well. Obviously, Jay, you got the decision in that fight. Very close fight between you and K5. Obviously, the crowd and the audience around Outcast was a bit 50-50 on the way it was going. Some people saying K won, some people saying Jay won. Did that kind of play in your head a little bit about it was a 50-50 fight, or do you think you convincingly won it and people aren't really aware of what they're talking about?
No, I know it was a close fight. I do think some people are taking the piss with saying K5 won 4-0. Like that's just taking the piss. I know it was a close fight. I know why it was a close fight. And now it's time to prove that it was a close fight because of the reasons I think it was a close fight.
Do you think you did enough to win the first fight?
I do think so, yeah.
What about you, Liam? Do you think you should have won?
I think in the ring we're both like just praying Jody doesn't go to the fifth round.
But I thought we was gonna go to a fifth round.
Yeah, because he was introducing it like we were about to. I was like, oh, fuck.
Okay, for context, guys, just to let you know, for the fight, it was part of the cruiserweight tournament, and the rule stipulation for the cruiserweight tournament is if the fight is a draw over the 4 rounds, we go to a fifth. Kind of like what overtime
Liam's
boxing
fault,
does.
by the way. That was Liam's fault. That was his. I think
Yep.
he proposed to Hellen.
Well, I'm pushing for this one to go 6 for the draw, but like, I don't know if that's happening.
I think personally, I would love to see as many rounds with you two as possible. Liam, you felt really sad and discouraged from the whole situation because you thought you did enough to win that fight. So, what have you been working in camp, not giving too much details away, that you think will definitely get you over with the W this time?
I think it's just I'm trying to work on this fight. It's gonna be. I just want to make it decisive. I think decisiveness is gonna be the thing that wins the fight. Obviously, I want to have the moments where it's eye catching, and also just making sure I don't like keep my eye off the ball because sometimes I kind of like relax in the ring. So I'm going to try and get 100% focused in there and just show everyone that the first fight, it wasn't how it should go, and this one, that I'm clearly better.
Yeah, 100%. I get that. You've also had a fight in between the build up for this one and the first time you fought Jay. You fought Vanilla Gorilla on Speedstar. That was a really difficult fight for you because you were coming in as like a last minute opponent. What did you really learn from that one? Because it was quite a difficult fight to either get into and a difficult fight to actually put your offense in.
Yeah, obviously, even with a cam, that would be a shit fight for me, to be honest. But I just think I know, like, I've got it in me. Like, I'm in for this. I have no quit in the corner. Like, the medics were asking me if I wanted to quit. I was like, no. I just know I got that dog, and that's something I can take with me now.
Jay, did you watch that specific fight and did you pick up anything for your opponent here?
No, I think me and Vanilla Gorilla are two very different fighters. So it's not in my best interest to look into that fight too much. It was Liam on 12 hours notice.
Yeah, around that.
So I can't look into that fight too much. The fight I need to look into a lot, have looked into a lot, have watched back like probably close to like 50, 60 times. It's our fight because that's the last time you've been in there with someone like me.
Okay, and so what differences are you bringing for this rematch, Jay?
Just see it in the ring.
K5, are we getting anything from you?
Like I said, decisiveness and more pressure. That's about it.
Now, obviously, G, that you said that you've watched back the fight between you and Kay about 50, 60 times. I want to ask both of you this question. I want to start with you, Jay. Name one thing that you wish that you had done better, as in a better advantage for this one.
Take your time, boys.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't want to answer it and give too much away. That's the
No,
problem
fair enough.
right now. That's the problem. So that's why I'm thinking about it. Anticipation. I think
Liam?
that's it.
Capitalizing on moments better. I think there was moments where I should have pressed forward a lot more. So yeah, that's the one thing. I've watched this fight.
There was a lot of
Yeah.
moments you could have pressed forward more.
I've watched this fight. I would say around 200 times at this point. I've watched it frame by frame. Like I've analyzed this one. Like I'm prepared for this. I'm ready.
Do you think if you capitalized on those opportunities better, do you think you would have stopped Jay?
On that night, probably not because of the way I was boxing and all that. But I'm planning to this time.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Jay, do you think that there's going to be a stoppage for round 2 between you and Liam?
Don't think. I don't think so. I think it'll go this decision again. Liam is someone who doesn't stop, like you said. I think he got. Did you get dropped against Vanilla Gorilla or was it slip? You
No, I
did
lost
touch
balance,
against him, but was
yeah,
it counted?
They
as
ruled it a
it
knockdown.
wasn't a
Yeah.
knockdown. I didn't get knocked down, but I got standing counted in the first round.
Okay, yeah, but anyways, he doesn't stop. He's been hit with hard punches by Vanilla Gorilla, Xavi, people like that. People have underestimated my chin in the past because of the Anton fight and what happened with Stu. Well, what happened with Stu was a miscommunication between me and the ref. And Anton, well, it's Anton. Come on. So I think it goes decision again, especially if it goes past the third round. If it goes past the third round, I think it's a clear decision.
I understand that completely. Jay, I want to ask one more thing before I go for like more heated predictions, more with a little bit more detail. I want to ask you about pride because you are representing your country for the third time in a row, and for the last 2 Outcasts, you have had such a great ovation being an abroad fighter. Like you're not from England, you're not from the UK. Yet every time you come over here, people just seem to love you and support you. Express to me how that feels and how much it'll mean to you when we are in Manchester come fight night on Friday.
It's an amazing feeling. Like especially the first time the reception was so amazing was against Stu, of course. I've watched that walkout so many times just because it gave me such an amazing feeling knowing I can fly to a different country and still have people cheer me on. I do think this time it'll be less because since the Vanilla Gorilla fight, there's been a change in how people look at Liam. So I think there will be more people from this scene specifically also rooting for Liam instead of for me. So I think
Why
that
do you
will change.
Why do you think that there's a specific change, and why do you think they're going to root for him more than you? Because, like I said, you have been loved by the British crowd at Outcast for the last.
I love them as well, but it's just because people gained so much respect for him when he took that fight on such short notice, which I completely understand. I really respect that as well, and Liam knows I respect him. I've had respect for him since the very beginning. But I think a lot of people now want him to do better in this scene since the Vanilla Gorilla fight because he hasn't won a fight in the scene yet.
Well, if we talk about wanting to do better, recently, Liam, you've had a bit of a, do we want to call it beef with a Misfits fighter. You've been calling out Ginty a lot.
Yeah.
So do we want to shed a light on that? What's going through your mind when you're calling out someone On Misfits as someone from SCB. They're completely
Bro's
different
overlooking
levels
me,
of.
and it's very hard to overlook me. Bro's
He's a
looking
tall
past
man.
me. Bro,
He's a very
come
tall
on.
man. It's more about the fact I think obviously he's heavier now. But he's in a position where I don't think many people would want to see him back on Misfits, so he needs a bounce back fight. So I think it's kind of like a similar situation, when OJ was booked against Jack Boxing, that kind of fight, where he kind of needs one before getting back to the show. But obviously this is useless if Jay beats me, so I need to think about that first.
Can I just say one thing? That there is a little difference between you and Jack. Jack is like a real personality. Like that's why he got the OJ fight. He pressured the hell out of OJ. If you won that Ginty fight, no matter what happens between us, because I do want you to get that fight. Pressure the guy, go into his lives, make sure he knows who you are. That's what you need to do. That's how you get a fight like that. Because there's 100 different Liams who would take that fight.
Of course.
If you do win on Friday and you do become our inaugural Outcast Cruiserweight champion, how would it feel if you defended that belt against Ginty and he finally accepted your fight? What kind of feeling would overwhelm you then?
I mean, that'd be really cool, obviously, to represent on that level. Because I don't really think many people's actually come down to that. There's been many scheduled fights where the big fighter goes to SCB, but no one's really done it. So it'd be really good. And also, I could fucking knock him out. So that'd be nice.
I mean, yeah, we just talked about Jack Does Boxing and OJ Rose, and obviously now we know OJ pulled out of that fight. He's fought on brand risks since, lost that fight, so maybe he comes back to SCB. But is it even possible for someone like Ginty, who isn't a great fighter but has been on Misfits, is he going to come down, or would it be more of a case where you would be looking up, trying to get on Misfits?
I think it's never been about where the fight is. I just think it's the name I want because obviously I think it's realistic enough, but also something to strive for. So I don't really care what a platform is, but I think the eyes it would garner would be good for me. And I think it's the type of fight which obviously he needs because I'd be an opponent that just wouldn't quit. And he's not really facing an opponent that's like, obviously he faced people and got fucking murked, got a slip knocked down, but he kind of needs a performance where people see who he is as a person, as a boxer, and I think I can bring that out of him. So I can bring his respect up while beating him at the same time. So win-win for me.
And let's just get this straight. You think you win that one?
Yeah.
I think he'll win that one.
I don't think Ginty has any ounce of heart, realistically. He had like one good showing on his debut on Misfits. He understood it was a big occasion, but after that, he's not really looked good at all.
Well, we've talked about you a lot, Liam. But I just want to ask Jay, who in Misfits would you want? Say you win this fight and maybe you defend the belt and you get the call. Who do you want?
I wouldn't mind Ginty myself, to be fair. Who's in the cruiserweight division these days, bro? There hasn't been any cruiserweight fights. Who's the cruiserweight?
Well, you
Let me
got
fight Wade.
you got the
I want to fight
tournament going
Wade.
on.
Let me fight Wade. That's a fight. Yeah, Wade. Let me fight Wade Clemens.
Wade Clem. He's heavyweight, not cruiserweight. Let me just get this straight.
He's close to cruiserweight.
A brilliant discussion for all you lot watching the Outcast channel between three tall people and a Ben Rogers. So it's full of vibes and full of jokes everywhere. But obviously, these two are going to go to war. They're going to end our brilliant card because we have got, believe it or not, 12 amazing fights. Like from top to bottom, this card is stacked. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to be the one announcing all these legendary people and Ben as well, because Ben will be starting our card and these two will be ending it. So, predictions, boys. Okay, let's start with you. How do you see this fight ending, and how will you get it done to become Outcast Cruiserweight champion?
I've not changed my prediction when everyone asks me. I've got around 3 to 5 stoppage. I just think the changes I'm going to implement are going to be too much. It's going to overwhelm him. I think I get a stoppage.
What
Jay?
stoppage are we looking at? Are we looking at a
Nope.
knockout or ref calling it
Any,
off?
I'm not picky. It's just anywhere I can get it. But I feel I'm gonna stop him.
Jay, let's go to you. What are you saying?
Like I said, I think it's going to the decision, but I'll make it decisive.
You've heard from them now. The time is nearly here. The time is nearly right. I'm not going to say it's fight night yet because we've still got a couple of days, but you can honestly taste the anticipation already. I cannot wait to see these two go at it. Two of my friends, but two of the most entertaining fighters in the scene. I'm going to give you one last thing to do, boys. I'm going to let you have one message each to prepare each other for the war coming Friday, 6th of June. K5, over to you.
I'm just gonna put a performance on where I don't even think people would want to see a trilogy. To be honest, they're gonna be like, okay, cool, there's no need now. He's shown the levels. So yeah, obviously I respect Jay. I'm always gonna respect Jay. I like him, but it's just business, bro. Sorry.
That's funny.
Fighting with Jay, your response?
I'll see you Friday. Let's see this business that you got on. There won't be a trilogy, but not because you make it decide, but just because I will win this one as well. See you guys on Friday.
Boys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Always a pleasure. I hope to see at least a couple of you on Thursday for maybe a little sit down in real life.
Come on.
If
Come
not, I will see you lot for the main big day, which is going to be fight night. And Ben, I cannot wait to announce you down to start off our card because I know you're going to put a great performance on to start this amazing abundance of awesome talent that we have. Thank you so much for watching, guys. This is our main event for Outcast 004 live in Manchester in the Reddish Men Social Working Club. We have got a great crowd coming, and our main event topped for the Outcast Cruiserweight Championship. Fighting with Jay versus K5 Fired. We will see you all on Friday. Peace.